been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode podcast. What's up, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Shout out to the people that are currently in the chat right now. Always MVPing it up. Let me go ahead and make sure I switch over to my correct mic. Okay, perfect. You guys should probably hear me a lot better now. We do got a new channel member in the house. We got Brandon Carlin becoming a new channel member. Thank you so very much for becoming a channel member. Also, huge shout out here to the people that are currently in the chat. Gaming, Rob, Alex, Michael, Klutz. Thank you all so much for being here. We are going to recap day 2 of the Arizona Cardinals 2024 NFL draft. And I apologize if I'm not in the biggest of spirits. It's nothing to do with the draft. I was on a 5-hour stream watch party for Bleacher Report, and man, it was fun. It was really, really cool, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a very, very long time to be on a stream, but it was cool. I ended up chopping it up with a lot of people within the NFC West, and honestly, we got a lot of love. We got a lot of love from 49ers content creator, the Seahawks content creator, as well as the Rams content creator. They felt like the Arizona Cardinals absolutely killed this draft. Like, seriously, like they came out and said, whoa, that was the guy I wanted. Man, that was my sleeper pick. I don't think they were just being nice. I think truly, they truly felt like the Arizona Cardinals absolutely did a fantastic job in day 2. Now, granted, I did make a video earlier today about potential day 2 pickups for the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, I historically failed. I'm going to say it right now. I historically failed. I did not predict any of the guys that the Arizona Cardinals went for. Any of them. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I think there is a lot of intrigue with a lot of these players that we ended up bringing in for multiple different reasons, right? We got a position, a running back that I never thought we were going to get in the top 100. We did that. We got a tight end. I didn't think we were going to do that. We got that. I thought we were going to go wide receiver. We didn't do that, but we can still do that maybe in the 104. So it's just, I was completely taken off of guard, but that doesn't mean that this wasn't a good draft, right? It just means that I got to go into the lab, really, really look at these players and really kind of figure out who is my favorite, right? Who's my favorite in the draft? And honestly, there's a lot to dive into, y'all. A lot to dive into in day 2 of free agency. And let's just get started. Let's get started here. Now, I end up asking you guys in the poll question here on the YouTube chat. I'm sorry, X/Twitter world. We don't have a chat for, or a poll question for you guys. There's not a way for me to do it. But for the YouTube world, I end up asking you guys, who is your favorite day 2 pick? Your options are Max Melton, Trey Benson, Tip Ryman, or Isaiah Adams. Now, obviously, the Arizona Cardinals had more picks, but if you do like the other picks, definitely let me know here in the chat below. Who is your favorite pick for the Arizona Cardinals? What we've been hearing and what we've been seeing in the social media world is a lot of split. We're seeing a lot of people split down the middle. We're seeing a lot of Cardinal fans very upset that we didn't get Kool-Aid. We see a lot of Cardinals fans coming up here saying, they're upset because we didn't get Jazon Newton. Honestly, I feel like the Arizona Cardinals had a plan in place. They're looking for a specific type of player. Now, whether they didn't feel like those guys were them or maybe they got sniped before, I'm trusting Monti. Honestly, I think I'm going to do my due diligence here. I'm not going to say a player that I didn't want or a player that I didn't mock to the Arizona Cardinals is a bum, because I don't think that's the case. I think these guys are truly potential great players for the Arizona Cardinals. It's just, honestly, sometimes you need an opportunity, right? Sometimes you need an opportunity. So if you guys haven't already voted, right now we have over 81 votes. I think we're pushing 83, almost 85 votes right now. Definitely vote it up and let me know who your favorite day 2 pick is for the Arizona Cardinals, and dissect that a little later on. But let's dive into it. Who is my favorite pick? Let's talk about that. Who is my favorite pick? Now, I'm going to go based off of somebody that I know. Now, I didn't need to do any research because I automatically felt like if the Arizona Cardinals were going to go running back, I really did hope it was one of the top 2 running backs, whether it's going to be Trey Benson or Jonathan Brooks. I didn't think the Arizona Cardinals were going to go this high in running back, but we did. And honestly, I think it's huge. I think it's a really, really good pickup for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, there's going to be some people out there saying that, why did we go running back, right? We got James Conner. But if you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen, we do need running back. We need running back for the future. And we got Trey Benson, arguably one of the top 3 running backs in the 2024 NFL draft, 6'1", 223, 21 years old. We picked him up in the 6th round. This guy's a beast, man. He's over 6 foot, a really, really good running back. And honestly, this is probably my favorite pick. I'm not going to lie. Now, this is my favorite pick just because I know about Trey Benson. I need to do a little bit more research. I need to do a little bit more due diligence myself and really figure out who the other guys are. But I'm not going to lie to you. When I was doing that watch party with my fellow co-host of 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams content creators, the 49ers guy that I was with really liked Max Melton. He was like, man, that guy is a dog. He's a dog. You're really, really going to like what you've seen of him. Now, obviously, I can't really jump to conclusions right now. I want to do my own due diligence, and I want to kind of look at the tape. I want to see what he's about. But with what I'm hearing around the world, not around the world, but around the social media kind of world and the other content creators, I feel like people outside Arizona Cardinals fandom, they feel like Max Melton is a really, really good pickup. I understand Cardinals fans probably don't feel that way. And they're probably bummed out that they didn't get Kool-Aid McKinstry. But I think at the end of the day, it's all about trusting Monti, right? It's about trusting Monti and seeing what he can actually do. He didn't let us astray last year. He didn't trade back the 4th overall pick and get too cute. No, he did exactly what he needed to do with this team. Just because we don't know them, that doesn't mean they're not good, right? So let me get to my first contribution of the night. We got Cardinals fan. What's up, brother? He says, let's go. We got Marvin. I missed the stream for the first round, but I wish we would have gotten Chop and Kool-Aid. But interesting picks. Let's go Cardinals. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Really does mean the world. I absolutely do appreciate it. The Cardinals aren't done, man. It's crazy to think that we have, 5 picks? We have 5 picks tomorrow. Like, we have so many picks this year. It's absolutely nuts. Now, like I said earlier, the plan and the goal is for these 11 picks that 5 or 6 of these guys can, no, actually not even that, 4 or 5 of these guys to be starters. If we can get solid 4 to 5 starters in this 2024 NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals are going to be in a good spot moving forward. I promise you, the Cardinals are going to be in a very good spot moving forward within the next 3 or 5 years. We're going to be in a good spot. It's just we are trying to see who's going to be these guys, right? Who's going to be these guys? So let's talk about the players that we ended up getting, shall we? Let's talk about the players that we ended up getting. Now, the Cardinals, let me know what you guys think. Were you guys shocked? Were you guys shocked that the Arizona Cardinals end up trading back within the 2nd round? I was a little shocked. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little shocked. So there was 2 wide receivers that ended up going. It was Keon Coleman to the Buffalo Bills, and then Ladd McConkey going over to the Chargers. And then the Arizona Cardinals were on the clock at 35. And then we actually traded out of the position with the Atlanta Falcons. And then we missed out on Jerzon Newton, Tredavia, missed out on Sweat, Braden Fisk, Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid McKinstry. And I think that's where Cardinals fans were really, really upset because we ended up moving over to the 43 and we ended up getting Max Melton. Now, honestly, like I said earlier, the guy that I was actually with, the 49ers content creator, he was very, very gung-ho about Max Melton. Like, he was like, man, you got yourself a dog there, right? So if you look at the stats here for 2023, 3 interceptions, Just an overall look, 6 foot, 190 per PFF. It looks like he's got fluid hips to change directions really, really well. Strong awareness and anticipation in off coverage, which obviously one big need that you need being a cornerback is you need anticipation. You need awareness. That's an obvious given. Another good thing is that he's quick, controlled footwork, which led to solid stop and start ability in space. Another good quality. And then recovery speed is adequate when he is coming downhill. Now, here's some cons. Per PFF, it says experience in press, but better when he can play off coverage, especially as an outside cornerback. Not as sticky in coverage when it comes down to quick movement in space. Feels like an anticipation thing more than a knock on his athletic ability. So, Max Melton, he is seen to be an outside cornerback, which is definitely something that we need, right? The Cardinals actually end up doubling down in cornerback. I thought we were going to double down in wide receiver. Just because we did it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? But I feel like the Arizona Cardinals not getting a wide receiver, it's not bad. I mean, we could still very well get Jacob Cowing in the start of the 4th round. But yeah, I didn't predict Max Melton coming to the Arizona Cardinals, but honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm excited to see what he can do. I think there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for opportunity for this young man to come in here and make a name for himself. He is an outside cornerback. What I was told is that he's a dog. What I was told is that he's a very, very good, maybe not completely shut down corner because he's not labeled as, the top 4 or 5 corners, but definitely a guy that loves football and is all about football. So that's pretty exciting, right? Max Melton. And then the next pick the Arizona Cardinals end up going is going to be my favorite pick. And the only reason why is because I know him. And I really did like him coming into the combine and coming into the draft is Trey Benson. Yo, Trey Benson, man. Can we get a fire emojis in the comments below? I was a little confused with Max Melton. I wasn't mad. I was just like, okay, I need to do research. But the Trey Benson pick, man, that really got me. I was like, let's go. I was stoked. I was all gung-ho on Trey Benson. I feel like that's a huge pickup for the Arizona Cardinals. And for the people out there saying, we don't need a running back. Yes, we do. For the future, we need a running back. We don't know the health of James Conner. James Conner is still a dog. We all know that. But when it comes down to it here, ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Cardinals needed a running back for the future. And if we could potentially get a top 10 running back in a draft in a 3rd round, we're good, man. We're set. I love this pick. I didn't think the Cardinals were going to go running back this high. I truly didn't. In my first earlier mock drafts, I had the Arizona Cardinals going a running back this high in the 3rd round, but I kind of shifted and pivoted over to saying the Cardinals aren't going running back in the 3rd round. So then I kind of steered away from it, but I love it. Honestly, I like the idea that the Arizona Cardinals ended up doing it. They saw a guy that they really like, a guy that's over 6'1", a guy that has great production in college. Like we're talking about a guy has the potential to be RB1 for the Arizona Cardinals, right? We got a guy that could potentially be RB1 for the Arizona Cardinals in the next couple of years, right? Maybe not this year, right? I'm fully aware, maybe not this year because of James Conner. But if James Conner gets hurt, where do we land then, right? Where do we land then, right? But Trey Benson had a really respectable year in 2023. He had 906 yards. Average about 5.8 yards a run and 14 touchdowns. 14 touchdowns. You cannot complain about that. 6'1", 221, like 221 pounds. This man will probably moss you. I love this pick. I'm a big advocate of this pick. So I love it. Let's take a look here per PFF. What are his cons and his pros? And definitely let me know here in the chat what your guys' thoughts are. And we're going to be looking at who is your favorite pick pretty soon because we got a lot to kind of dive into pertaining to who the Cardinals got and everything like that. So pros. Powerful build, good size / strength in legs, explosive athlete with difference-making burst and top speed, can convert speed into power quickly for yards and after contact. Love it. Cons, a little stiff in the lateral movement, so the jump cut probably isn't the best, but hey, it is what it is. Base is narrow, which makes it a little easier for him to get tripped up. Is an athlete first, so he tends to miss open cutback lanes in favor of getting to the sideline as soon as possible. Another con, let passes get into the body. So maybe not the best catching, I guess, right? Maybe not the best catching receiver is probably what we're hearing. But if we're getting a guy like this over 6'1", we're probably mainly going to use him for that bruiser, right? Whenever James Conner ends up, hanging it up, or he no longer is a running back for the Arizona Cardinals, which we don't wish that. We love James Conner. We truly do. But I think at the end of the day, we do got to look for the future. Just like Monti Austin Fort said, his job is to find the replacement of the people that are currently in this roster. Simple as that. That's his job. And he brought in a really, really good, talented player in Trey Benson. I love it. Let's get over to Joe V with the $1.99 donation. He says, what happened to TJ Tampa? That's a good question. It's a very good question. When I was in that round table slash whatever, what do you want to call it? Watch party. Yeah, watch party. We were all saying the same thing. TJ Tampa's still on board. What's going on, right? TJ Tampa's still there. Yeah, I don't know. It's your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I know the Cardinals didn't meet with him. I know that, but I still thought I would have thought the Cardinals would at least taken a flyer, but they didn't. Let's go back with Cardinals fan. He says, honestly, I wanted us to trade second and third for T. Higgins. Even trading Michael Wilson for more picks would have worked out well for us. A lot of options. Honestly, I kind of gave up the thought of the Cardinals trading for a big time player. The Cardinals aren't going to do it. I don't think they're not going to do it. They're not in a position to do so. And I don't think they want to pay a guy an absorbent amount of money and then lose draft capital at the end of the day, right? I don't think that that's not their philosophy right now. As you can tell, free agency was very, very mid-tier players in terms of contracts. So I don't think the Cardinals would do that, but it's obviously fun to talk about for sure. But yeah, TJ Tampa is definitely a very question mark too, because he's still available. But I don't see the Arizona Cardinals tripling down. I don't see the Arizona Cardinals tripling down at all. But let's keep going. Let's continue to talk about the rest of the players for the Cardinals, shall we? And then we're going to be focusing on the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the poll question to figure out where your guys' thoughts are. Who is your favorite day 2 pick for the Arizona Cardinals? Okay, so next, after Trey Benson, which is my favorite pick, I just want to be very, very clear. My favorite pick, Trey Benson. But after him, we got 3 more picks after Trey Benson, which is, like I said, it honestly felt like a marathon when it came down to it, because we got so many picks, and then we're still going to be ending day 3 with much more picks. So it's crazy. Okay, so the next pick for the Cardinals, Isaiah Adams. Now, PFF has him listed as a tackle. Primarily right guard. I feel like, right guard is what he is playing the most, but let me repeat that. Wow, I tripped myself up. Right tackle is what he played the most. But he can play guard as well. So the Arizona Cardinals end up going Isaiah Adams, which he's mainly played right tackle, but can play left guard. So Cardinals bolster up offensive line. You can't be mad at that, right? 6'5", 315 pounds, 24 years old, a big guy, big guy. There's not really much analysis on him other than a guy that can do both, right? We're talking about a guy that can play right tackle. We're talking about a guy that can play left guard. So, hey, versatility, and a guy that's probably plays violently, right? Something we hear all the time from JG, violence. That's what he's looking for. Violent type of player. And this guy seems to be pretty darn good, right? I don't know too much about him, but I'm definitely going to be doing some research. Let's move on to the next pick. We're just doing a recap real quick, and then we're going to be diving into it a little bit more, getting involved in the chat, just FYI. So the Cardinals, after him, we end up going tight end. That's a shock to me too. I'm telling you, this day 2 shocked me. Not because these are bad picks. I'm not saying like they're bad picks. These picks just shocked the living heck out of me because I'd never seen them coming a mile away. You know what I mean? When I did my mock drafts, I didn't put any of these guys in there, right? I went for the Kool-Aid McKinstry's. I went for the Jason Newtons. I went for those type of guys. That doesn't mean these guys are bad. It's just I'm not familiar with them, right? So the Cardinals end up going tight end with their next third round pick. And I feel like there's a lot of Cardinal fans that are scratching their head. Me, I'm not that scratching my head. Honestly, I feel like it can be a need. I get Trey McBride is our number 1 tight end, but Trey McBride is our playmaker. That's what he is. When you look at Tippmann Reimann, just first overall glance, 6'5", 265. So we're talking about a tall, big framed type of tight end. Obviously, you need those type of guys. But I think when we're looking at him, you're talking about a tight end that can very well block, right? And I think I saw a quote out there. I saw a quote somewhere flying in the Twitter/X world. The fact that he loves to maul. He loves to maul his opponent. How can he be mad at that? How can he be mad at that? How can he be mad at that at the end of the day? So Jonathan Gannon loves violence. Jonathan Gannon loves ferocious type of players. And I think with what they've gotten in day 2, although not the sexy names, not names that you probably heard of yourself, but definitely names that they're very, very high on. And like I said, I just need to do my due diligence. I just need to look into it. I just need to read up on them and kind of go from there. Because as of right now, we do got another tight end, which we do need. You know what? We do need it. We do need another tight end. I'm not mad at it. I think it's a good pickup. I'm excited to see what this young man can do and make him number 2 tight end. But mainly, I think he's going to be a blocker for the Arizona Cardinals. 12 personnel, getting more people available to block for Kyler Murray, especially when you're playing those heavy packages. Bringing in another tight end that loves to block and loves to get physical. I'm down. You know what I mean? I'm down. What else can you say about that other than I'm down? You know what I mean? So there's that. And then we're not done. We're not done yet, Liddy. We're almost there, though. And we're not done. The Arizona Cardinals then end up their day 2 with Elijah Jones. Elijah Jones, cornerback out of Boston College. Now, he, as a first look, 6'2", big, tall, has length, movement skills, 6'2", 184, 24 years old. Elijah Jones out of Boston College, cornerback. So we double down on cornerback. And being the state of the cornerbacks that we are at and being the state and where we need cornerback help. We need cornerback depth, right? There's no surprise there. Is it not a big name like a TJ Tampa? Yes. Is it not a big name like a Kool-Aid McKinstry? Yes, it's not a big name, but still, you never know. You never know. If Monti and Jonathan Gannon see something in these young men, let's give them a chance. Let's see what they can very well do. Honestly, I think at the end of the day, the Cardinals picked the players that they wanted to pick, right? Now, we did also make another trade. The Cardinals also made another trade as well, which, what do we have? Like 5 picks in day 3? Like, yo, this draft class is massive, massive. My recap of draft 2024 is going to be a long video. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's going to be a very, very, very long video. But that is basically the recap of the day 2 of the Arizona Cardinals 2024 NFL draft. Now, let's get into the poll question. I end up asking you guys, who is your favorite day 2 pick? Who is your favorite day 2 pick? And right now, it seems to be a tie between Max Melton and Trey Benson. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me, right? It doesn't surprise me. It's the first 2 picks in day 2. Doesn't surprise me at all. It seems like Trey Benson might be the favorite with 47% right now. It seems like Trey Benson might be the favorite, and it makes sense. We're talking about a potential number 1 running back that the Arizona Cardinals end up getting, and I get it because I feel the same way. Now, granted, I know Trey Benson, right? I've seen him play. I kind of watched film on him before. So he's my favorite too, but just because I know about him, right? the other guys that we have on this roster that's now a part of the Arizona Cardinals, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they can do, truly. Like I said before, I want to be very, very clear that the people that I was with doing the watch party in Bleacher Report were very gung-ho on the two corners that we have. Max Melton, as well as the other corner that we ended up getting, Elijah Jones. So, I mean, what else can you say, right? All we can say at this very moment, let's hear what they have to say. I know Darius Robinson, when we drafted him, a lot of people weren't happy about it. But when you get to listen to him and you get to hear what he's about, people get a change of heart. And we might get a change of heart with them as well. I get it. These guys aren't big names, but they could still very well make us a very solid team. Let's not forget what type of players Monti Austin-Fort's looking for, right? Let's not forget the type of players like Monti Austin-Fort is looking for. We players, not me, players that love football, and that's all about the team, high character value, and people that are ferocious, right? People that are violent, per Jonathan Gannon. So the analysis probably stops there with me. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really know a lot of these guys. I'm going to do my research, though. I'm going to do my research on most of these guys, really figure out how I feel about them. Regardless, they're a Cardinal. Welcome to the Bird Gang is the way I feel about it. What's up, Big Mama Scooby? Appreciate you for being in the chat. He says, Monty is cooking up a whole feast. I mean, I feel the same way, too. I feel the same way too. Well, as of right now, there has been nothing to me that has dissuaded me away from not trusting Monti Austin-Fort. I'm being fully transparent, and I get there's gonna be people out there saying, "Well, you're just being nice. You're just, I mean." Just because I don't know these players doesn't mean they're not going to be good, right? I have full confidence that Monty knows what he's doing. He had a really good draft class last year, and he's filled every need. He's filled every need we possibly can want. The other need that I'm looking for in day 3 is wide receiver. I'm looking for wide receiver in day 3. Maybe with that 104th pick, maybe Jacob Cowing, maybe Brendan Rice. Because like I said earlier, the video I posted this morning, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I got none of those picks correct. Jackson Powers, John, I didn't get any of them right. None of them. So yeah, a little bit of a bruised ego, but at the end of the day, if they're going to help the Arizona Cardinals, that is going to be what I'm really looking for more than anything. We got a guy in the chat says Melton is a great pickup, and yeah, with what I'm hearing, great. Melton is a good pickup. What I'm hearing is that he is a outside corner. That's where he lives, in the outside. And he's very, very physical. He's very, very physical when it comes down to it. It's just we got to see, right? We got to see exactly how it all shakes out. We got my guy in the chat says, bro, we traded back and missed out on Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid, Ray Fisk. I'm assuming you're saying Monty got cooked. I mean, I said that earlier in the video. It is very unfortunate. Yeah, because we were in a position in that 35th overall pick. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I made a video earlier today, and Fisk was on my must-haves. Cooper DeJean was on my must-haves. Kool-Aid McKinstry was on my must-haves. Yeah, I mean, it hurts. It does hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. We did gain another 3rd-round pick. I know there's some Cardinal fans that don't care, but the Cardinals have a lot of holes at the end of the day. What can we say, right? What can I say? I'm curious to figure out what the Cardinals are going to do with these picks for sure. Let's get over to the chat. We got my guy Big Mama Scooby. He says we need brother Marco Wilson back. Oh man, don't do it to us. Don't do that to us. Wow. My guy says we need Marco Wilson back. That's how bad it is right now. Sheesh. No, Marco Wilson was done, man. Marco Wilson was cooked. It's time to let some other young kids come here and get some sort of opportunity. And right now we got year 2 of Garrett Williams coming our way. We got Sean Murphy's bunting as well. Starling Thomas, the fifth, is definitely a player that we got in the waivers that's worked out for the Cardinals. I think he's more of a, well, he does play cornerback. And then Keitrell Clark. I'm not sure if you guys saw the latest video or picture of Keitrell Clark, but that man's getting that guy's getting big. That guy's getting big. Like, this man's getting muscular. So maybe he won't get pushed around. Maybe he won't get pushed around anymore. He's just, he's getting a year older, but definitely no. I'm good with Marco Wilson, man. I'm good with Marco Wilson. Let's see what Max Melton can do for us. And then let's see what Elijah Jones can do for us. Definitely not guys that I want. Definitely not guys that I thought or projected for the Cardinals to go for, especially looking at like the 30 visits and like who they met with in the combine. But if they like them, let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do. But I'm not going to lie to you. It did hurt. It did hurt. We got my guy in the chat says Benson is a good running back for the Cardinals. I 100% agree. I think that is my favorite pick. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of research on these players, these new players for the Arizona Cardinals, and we're going to be finding out to see if we can find a new good or favorite player in day 2. But right now it is Trey Benson, and that is basically or mainly because I know who Trey Benson is, and I wanted him coming into the draft. A lot of these other guys I don't really know about, but I am going to do my due diligence for sure. Here we go. We got another contribution coming our way. We got Brandon. What's up, Brandon? Appreciate you for being here in the chat. He says this, bro, all things considered, I love what the new regime is doing these last couple of years. I don't have the draft scratching my head like what the F. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't leave the draft scratching my head like what the F. I have very high optimism for the next 3 to 5 years. No, I mean, I agree with you. I think most Cardinal fans are scratching their heads just because they are upset that their players didn't got pick up. You know what I mean? I think that's why most Cardinals fans are upset. It's because we didn't get the Kool-Aid, right? We didn't get the Jackson Power Johnson, right? We didn't get those guys. We didn't get the Jason Newton, which I get it. They are highly anticipated prospects, and I'm not trying to sell them short at all. I mean, I'm not trying to say Max Melton is better, right? I'm not saying that, but I think that's where the fans are coming, or there's some fans. There's a portion of Cardinal fans that are upset about that. But let's let Monty cook. Like, that's all I got to say. Let Monty cook. And I agree with you. I'm not leaving this draft day 2 scratching my head, say, what did we do? Every pick made sense. We doubled down in corner. We got a tight end. Now we have a second tight end, right? Elijah Higgins is not going to be forever tight end 2 for the Cardinals. It's just not going to happen. And then we got a running back of the future, hopefully, Trey Benson. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I agree with you there, Brandon. I agree with you. I think the Cardinals are going to be okay. One thing I want to see in day 3, I want to see a wide receiver double down. Now, some potential wide receivers that are still available. There was a lot of wide receivers that got sniped away from the Arizona Cardinals, and boy, did it hurt. Boy, did it hurt. Oh, man, it hurt so darn bad. There was a lot of wide receivers at the end that got sniped away from the Arizona Cardinals, and boy, did it hurt. Jalen McMillan being one of them. I know the Cardinals have met with them. I think I kind of got into my own mind space saying like, oh, yeah, they're going to get him, right? Like, they want to get Jalen McMillan. But no, they let him slip. They didn't go after him. But there's still some good wide receivers for the Arizona Cardinals to potentially go after. Troy Franklin. I mean, Troy Franklin is he's a potential first-round pick. We're talking about a potential first-round pick in Troy Franklin that's still there. And the Cardinals could potentially go after him. Would they? Probably not. But, like, there's still Walker out of North Carolina, Javon Baker out of UCF, Johnny Wilson out of Florida State, Malik Washington, Jacob Cowing, which is a guy that we've been talking about a long time, like a bit in this, draft hype up heading into 2024. Brendan Rice is still available as well. So there's still some really good wide receivers available for a potential get, right? I think the Cardinals will double down. I think it's going to happen. It's just where are the Cardinals going to do it, right? I think the Cardinals right now are filling the needs that they see fit. And I'm okay. I'm okay. Yes, did it hurt that we lost out on Kool-Aid? Yes. Yes, did it hurt that we missed out on Jackson Powers Johnson? Yes. Yes, did it hurt that we missed out on Braden Fisk? Yes. But like I said earlier, let's see what these young kids can do. They might surprise us. And the people that I was with and the watch party was very, very high on Max Melton. So I'm just going to leave that right there. A guy in the chat says Rice would be nice. I agree. We need O-line. I can't stress that enough. I agree with you too. We are hearing that Isaiah Adams out of Illinois, tackle / guard. I feel like center needs to be addressed for sure. Whether that's going to be Cedric Van Prin, but a lot of the top end centers have gone already. But Cedric Van Prin is still available, right? Like, let's say, for example, the Arizona Cardinals do decide to get a center. I think it's absolutely important because I think the plan is for him. Isaiah Adams. I think the plan is going to be maybe guard. Right now, that's where the big need is for the Cardinals. If it's not guard, then a good solid depth piece for the Arizona Cardinals. But it's going to be competition. This training camp is going to be competition. That's for sure. There's going to be a lot of competition. We're bringing in people that are going to want to fight and fight for a job. That's what we're bringing in. We're bringing in competition. So I ain't mad at it. Here we go. Brandon says, day 3, I want to see beast mode. Interior defensive line / O-line. I'm happy to see 2 to 3 more beasts. I agree. I think the Cardinals are bringing in said beasts. You know what I mean? I think they are bringing in said beasts. And what I mean by that is that the Cardinals are doing... they're bringing in maulers, right? They're bringing in guys that they want to. I don't want to say fight, but they want to be physical, and that's exactly what Monti as well as Jonathan Gannon wants to bring those type of guys here. So I ended up seeing this floating around the X / Twitter world, and this is when we ended up drafting Tip Ryman, tight end. Like, how can you not be excited for this? Like let's call it. How can you not be excited for this? Let me bring this down real quick. Thank you so very much again, Brandon, for the $5 dono. But check this out, y'all. Check this out. Look at this. How does this not get you pumped up? How does this not get your blood boiling, just excited about 2024? This is the type of players that I feel like the Cardinals are bringing, right? Cardinals' new tight end, Tip Ryman, when asked what he likes about blocking, mauling somebody. You know what I mean? This guy wants to put his face in another man's face. He wants to put he wants to move an object out of his way. That's what he's looking for. How does that not get you pumped up? This man is brought in to move said object out of his way. Come on, that's exciting. That's cool, man. Let's do it, right? Cardinals' new tight end, Rip Ryman, when asked what he likes about blocking, mauling somebody. That's awesome, man. That's super cool. I think that's Cardinal fans should be happy. They should be excited about what potentially these players can be, right? Because he didn't come in here to take the replace. He's not the replacement. He's not a replacement for Trey McBride. No, he's not. He's a blocking tight end that can very well be that number 2 for for Trey McBride. I'm so sorry. Completely blank for a second there. Tip Ryman. Let's look at Tip Ryman's stats here for his college level. He is coming from the School of Illinois, 6'5", 230. This last year, he had 19 receptions, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. See, that's what I'm saying, right? We're not bringing in Tip Ryman to be the next best thing, right? We're not bringing him in to be the next best thing since sliced bread. No, we got that in Trey McBride. That's what we got there. I think the Cardinals are going to be fine. We're getting a blocking tight end that wants to maul people. you gotta love it, man. You absolutely gotta love it. Let's get over to the we got a $10 super sticker coming our way. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much for the $2 super sticker. Means the world. Back to the Constitution. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. So yeah, I'm stoked, man. I'm super stoked. Really, really stoked. Let's keep it with the chat. We got my guy on the chat. The same Dem Bub says, our own Mike Aslot. We got my guy in the chat says he's a blocker. That's true. Future fullback. Oh, dare we say future fullback? I don't know. I think he's going to be a blocking tight end for the Cardinals, maybe 12 personnel, getting in heavier packages, blocking for Kyler Murray, bringing in somebody that can catch the ball, not playmaking ability like Trey McBride, but we don't need him to be, right? We don't need him to be. He's going to be a guy that is blocking for Kyler, which this is exactly what we need. We need that type of tight end. I'm excited for it, y'all. I'm excited for it. Got my guy in the chat says drafting players that best fit the scheme. Boom. Oh, boom. Yeah. Boom. Best. Yeah. 100%. Drafting players that best fit the scheme, not just the scheme, but the locker room, right? The culture. That's what you're drafting for players as well, right? You're drafting for those type of players as well. Fit the scheme, fit the culture, fit the locker room. Who are you, right? You're a we, right? You love the team. You want the team to succeed. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. So, got my guy in the chat says, yes, Tip will be good. Hopefully, fingers crossed. My guy says he has a fullback mindset. I do love that. Mike, if you were a wide receiver in the NFL, do you think you would be able to catch a ball, and how many yards do you think you can get? 0 and 0. 0 and 0. I'm not gonna put anything on these guys. I feel like these guys are absolute huge, great athletes, and they are the reason that they are. I'm not gonna disrespect anybody and say I'm gonna have this when I know darn well I'm not. 0 and 0. I'm gonna leave these up to the professional athletes that do this for a living. Great question, though. Great question. Let's keep it going here. I got my guy in the chat says I can't wait for 2025 draft. Well, sheesh. I'm looking for 2024. I'm looking forward to 2024 because I'm stoked about it. Got my guy in the chat says he's massive. Only assuming he's talking about Trey Titman. We got a lot of good things here coming up with these draft picks. So let's keep it with the chat. We got my guy Josh says, I'll be honest, us having four third round picks was big, and we drafted not only starting players at the running back, cornerback, and tight end position, we'll also be getting depth in the offensive line. Yeah, Cardinals won the draft. I kid you not. I'm not lying to you guys, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. I'm not trying to say this is the best draft we've ever had in our lifetime. I'm not saying that, but the people that were doing this watch party with me that were not Cardinal fans, they were a 49er fan, it was a Rams fan, and it was a Seahawk fan. The 49ers fans said, you did great. Your cornerbacks are great. The last cornerback you got, Elijah, he was my sleeper pick. I thought nobody knew about him, and the Cardinals knew about him. So, we're doing some sort of due diligence, right? I feel like the Cardinals can, make some noise as long as these kids can develop into being the guys that we need. We got my guy Adrian in the chat says minus. Yes, I would catch him. I would catch a screen pass and probably fall 10 yards behind. So give me a negative. Don't even give me 0. Facts. Guy in the chat says, what's up, K1? K1 says, I love Trey Benson as a backup for James Conner for a year, and next year fill in the boots to be a dog. Facts, bro. Facts. I love that idea as well, because I think that is exactly why he was brought in. That's exactly why Trey Benson was brought in. 110%. He was brought in to be a backup, but also an insurance policy for the Arizona Cardinals. We know darn well, we all love James Conner. James Conner is one of the best running backs when healthy, but he has not been able to stay healthy for the Arizona Cardinals. That's his biggest knock, is that he cannot stay healthy. So he's an insurance policy for the Cardinals too. So, but I do agree. Next year, we could potentially see an RB1, especially if we can see a crazy rookie year from him. That would be amazing. My guy in the chat says, why did we pass on Cooper for Max? Fit. We decided to trade back. The Cardinals wanted to trade back, and we missed out, right? We missed out on Cooper DeJean. We missed out on Kool-Aid. We missed out on Fisk. Missed out on Jazon Newton. Like I said, the video I posted earlier today was wrong. It was wrong. All 110% was wrong. It was not good predictions. I thought I knew what the Cardinals were going to do, like I did last year. Now, this year was completely different. How do you feel about the Penix Falcons chair? Oh, I'm not even. Oh my goodness, the Falcons pen that was a stick in the road of the NFL draft. That just basically changed the trajectory of the whole freaking draft. It was wild. It was wild. Yeah, it was wild. Got my guy in the chat says, love that we doubled down in corner. I agree. I love that we doubled down in corner too. like I said, day 3, give me a wide receiver. Give me a wide receiver. Monti, I know you're not listening. I know you're not hearing. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but please give me another wide receiver. I feel like we need to get another wide receiver. And there's still some really good wide receivers out there, everybody. There's still some really good wide receivers. Troy Franklin, I don't think the Cardinals will go for him because he's an outside guy, and we really don't need an outside guy with Michael Wilson and obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., right? We don't need an outside guy, but like the value is good. I don't think the Cardinals would do it, but Troy Franklin is available. 6'3", big-bodied guy. Javon Baker is available. Jarney Wilson, Jacob Cowing. I feel like the Cardinals might lean more towards Jacob Cowing because he is that slot wide receiver. And maybe we're looking for a slot wide receiver for the future. Greg Dortch right now is slot wide receiver 1 for me. I love Greg Dortch, but I'm trying to get into the mind of Monti Austin for it, and we're looking for everybody's replacement. You know what I mean? If we can get a Jacob Cowing, which I know the Cardinals are really high on, or at least I was told that they're really high on, we'll have to kind of wait and see. What's up, Back to the Constitution? He says, if we wanted Kool-Aid, we'd get him. There's something in Monty's scouting report. Yeah, facts. That's true. So, yeah, facts. Tracy on he jumped 40. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, there is something about him, I guess, that he didn't want, right? Let's look at Max Melton had to go to the combine, right? Let's look at Max Melton's combine report, shall we? Let's do that here real quick. And I'm going to do my quick due diligence as well. So I want to do a little bit deeper dive into Max Melton, but let's look at his report here real quick. Let me just share my screen so we can all kind of take a look at it together. But let's take a look at his combine report. Just kind of, I know, I get it. The underwear Olympics, I get it. Maybe doesn't have a lot of weight for you, but hey, I still want to look into see what he's did in the combine. So let's take a look. Okay, so the combine for okay, here we go. All right, so his 40 was a 4.39. Okay, so 4.39. Let's see here. Broad jump. Wow. Okay. Vertical jump. Okay. 5'11". Prospect grade 6.24. That doesn't really mean anything though. Like keep in mind that these are prospect grades that people put on them, but he can still very well be good. I just wanted to take a look at his 40 more than anything. 4.39. Okay. All right. I ain't mad at it. Okay. All right. I think we got some sneaky picks, y'all. I think we got some sneaky picks. I get Kool-Aid wasn't the dude. I get it. Let's see what these boys can do. Got a guy in the chat. What did Clayton Tune do? My goodness. We got in the chat here going at Clayton Tune's neck. What did Clayton Tune do? He's just chilling. We got my guy in the chat says, why do we pick Jones over Tampa? I wish I could get you that answer. I wish I can get you the answer. I mean, I don't know. Back to the Constitution says, and he hits hard. I could almost promise you most of these guys that the Cardinals got are one word. And if you guys know the word, let me know here in the chat. Give me a second. Let me know here in the chat if you know the word I'm trying to tell you. I can almost promise you that most of these guys that the Arizona Cardinals got are violent. They're violent. I can almost promise you that most of these guys the Arizona Cardinals got are violent, right? Take a look at Joe Tippmann's, thing that's kind of floating around the Twitter world, right? What's the thing he likes about blocking, right? Mauling somebody, right? So I'm pretty sure most of these guys are violent type of players. The guys that are physical, that are not afraid to put their physicality on the line to impose their will on the opposing team. And then what else can you ask for, right? What else can you ask for? Okay. I mean, yeah, there you go. We got there you go. Violent. There you go. Violent. Dogs. I was going for violent, but I love dogs. They are dogs. I love that too. Okay, keep that going. But violent was the word I was going for. It's a word that we're constantly hearing JG say. Constantly hearing JG say violent. So I'm only assuming that they are all, or at least most of them are. Got my guy in the chat says, yes, we got soldiers. I agree. We're not looking for superstar people. We get that in the first round, right? We get Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think a lot of these kids are going to be good for the Cardinals. I think we'll be fine. All right, let's go a couple more comments here, and then we're going to close up shop. Appreciate everybody for coming in. If you guys haven't already smacked the like button, definitely do me that huge favor. Here on /X/Twitter, if you can smash that heart. If you guys don't know, once we're done with these live streams, we actually leave. We actually delete the live streams on X/Twitter. You can rewatch them on a replay on YouTube. You just need to search up the Arizona Sports Fan or the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. That's where the main broadcast or podcast actually lives on YouTube. So just FYI, if you're watching and you're like, hey, where the heck did the stream go? I didn't finish it. They get deleted off of Twitter, and you can rewatch them on a replay on the on YouTube. Just FYI, smack up the like button, punch up that heart button on X/Twitter, and let's read a couple more, and then we're gonna be closing up shop. Because I'm man, that watch party killed me on Bleacher Report. We were live for like 5 hours. It was crazy. All right, let's keep it with the comments. We got my guy in the chat says Darius, our second pick, has second degree. Yeah. Oh, I know. I saw that. Yeah. Dude, Darius Robinson seems to be a well-rounded, smart, young kid. Even Marvin Harrison Jr., when he heard that, he was like, what? 2 degrees? Dude, that's a smart young man. It seems like a guy that's just overall high character, man. High character. So you can't complain. Let's go with the let's go with the super. I'm sorry. Let's go with the comments. We got my guy in the chat saying Trey Benson was a steal. Trey Benson was a steal. You think he's a start? No, I don't think he's starting over Connor. No, I think Connor is going to be our starter. Unless he gets hurt. Then we can see him as a starter. I mean, if we're seeing, I don't know. I still think Connor's got the edge up, though. I think he deserves it. I still want to see a competitive training camp, right? I still want to see that, but I still do think Connor is going to be number one for us. But it's a really good backup to have, especially for the future. Let's see here. Trey is Connor's replacement. Facts. I agree with that. Jones has 42-inch vert. Tip has 35-inch vert. Enough said. They are steals. All right. Love it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. We're going to be closing up shop. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. It's been fun, but I am absolutely exhausted. I am going to be making more content tomorrow as well for day 3. So definitely stay tuned. We might be doing a watch party for that. We're not 100% sure, but we're going to have a good time here, and it's all draft, man. It's all draft. All right, y'all. Appreciate you for being here as always. Have a great rest of your night, especially everybody in the East Coast or not in the country. Thank you so very much for just showing up and just rocking out, man. Just rocking out with me. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. As always, have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.
Can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot. They don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back.